weekend. The love under this one roof has been incredible, and you guys are absolutely blooming fantastic, as my mum would say. Thank you. Round of applause for you guys. Okay, my name is Claire. Nice to see you all again, or meet you all again. Shall we get the man out himself? Shall we get him out?
Yeah!
Alright, you guys. I want you to make a huge noise so he sits down on this couch. It's the one and only. It's Mr. David Tennant!
I was going to have a friend of mine come out and run the session, wasn't I? Nobody was not a friend of mine, although we
Well, yes. I mean, we're from the same place.
Exactly. Where was you from?
Glasgow. Yeah, it's fairly there.
It's quite close. But any minute, we've also got someone else going to come out and do a bit.
Yes.
But they're late. So any minute now, when they come through that curtain, point and go, you're late! But I don't know how long we'll be waiting, so we can just get comfortable.
Should we just oh, I'm sorry, do you want to...
No, I didn't
I said you want to spread your legs.
I do a little bit. I'll take my shoes off because I'm well brought up.
Hi there, David. Welcome to my couch.
Oh, that's great. It's quite a comfortable sofa.
So, David, tell me about your mother.
It would be a very long session.
Shall we just start with your dog then?
I've got two dogs.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I think our special guest is here.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
All right. Shall we go? A special secret guest. Reveal yourself. Reveal yourself.
Absolutely educate me.
Yeah.
Wow, so look at all these.
This is a big old room, isn't it?
Woo-hoo! So what were we going to do? Start the bidding off? You've been lounging about out here.
Like I took my shoes off.
You did, yeah.
Just to get comfy.
He's really, you've got socks on.
I do. A lot of socks have holes in them.
Do you really? Do you darn your socks? You know you can buy new ones.
And so this one, these are actually still complete, but they do have.
Are they?
No, these are not. These are not Brisbane. No. They should be.
That'd be a prize, wouldn't it? To come up here and stroke his feet.
Come up here and darn my socks.
Darn your socks, I'm sure there'll be a few takers.
My wife is very annoyed with me because I like to wear socks. I figure as long as
Sounded like there was a bit more at the end of that sentence.
I figure as long as this bit is still whole, just fits in a shoe.
You mean
you've got toes coming out, or bits of them? I think, why throw them away?
Because we don't live in the Middle Ages. Why throw them away?
I've been keeping socks going for a long time, that's what I'm telling you.
Did you say that she gets annoyed with people wearing socks or wearing old socks?
Wearing old socks.
Okay, fair enough. I'm with her. I'm with Georgia.
She definitely prefers a sock rather than my gnarly old feet. I think.
Yes, because it was that part in Lord of the Rings you had to... You weren't for.
My feet were too gnarly to play a hobbit.
I'm going to stand up.
Why are you standing up?
Because I just feel, I don't know, because, do you know what, I know because sitting is the new smoking, so get a grip, I'm joking. No, you don't, I know that you're jet lagged.
I'm very jet.
Sit down.
Sit down.
I'll
just have a little nap.
Have a little nap. There you go. I don't want to make you nervous. I'm just not as relaxed as you. It's just like, do you know what it is? This hand is very bad for a drop and chin.
That's true.
Are we, should we start the bidding on
Start the bidding.
On the questions?
Look at that. There's a lot of people there.
There's a lot of people. Oh, well, no, you know what we should do first of all? I like this. Find out. It's a bit like having our own chat show.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit like being a criminal, but I can run around. We just want to find out who's come from the furthest.
Oh, yeah.
And it better not be us. Who's come from the furthest? Start the bidding. Hold on. Cleveland, Ohio.
That doesn't count.
Is that far? Hello. Cleveland, Ohio. Any further than Cleveland, Ohio?
Barcelona!
Hold on. Toronto, Canada. I know it's in Canada.
Barcelona! Barcelona, Spain. Spain.
Barcelona! Any
Any
takers on Barcelona?
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, okay.
Is that further than Barcelona?
Oh!
Oh, what you mean because they go that way?
Yes, we're not in London now,
Oh
love.
my god! Australia! Suck it, Australia! Barcelona's beaten!
Someone needs to be sent here with Google Maps fact checking this.
It's like the Eurovision all over again.
I feel like we're plunging into a segment without the necessary tools.
Yes, we are. We're looking. Well, I think we're going to have to give it to Barcelona. Barcelona. Felicitación, Barcelona. So that's good, don't it? That wastes a few minutes. And then we'll talk about it.
When we get our own chat show, is that how we're going to open every episode?
Every episode, when we get our own chat show, we are going to say who's come from the furthest.
I mean, by episode 10, that's going to be getting old, isn't it?
Well, by episode 10, we'll have seen a map.
Yeah.
So we know who actually has come from the
Yeah, but
furthest.
it's in a map. This is great.
It's alright.
James Corden's got nothing on us.
We don't even need guests. We just point at the map and go, is that further than us?
Not sure, I'll say. Move on.
Move on to the next segment. What can we another
No idea. Which is the furthest miles? No idea.
No idea. I tell you what, we'll be giving away prizes.
Oh, yeah.
That'll bring the advertisers in. No content, just prizes. Hello there, how are you? It's like playing Wembley.
Might be slightly bigger.
Well, this is what it would be like, you know. Not only if we had our own chat show, if we had our own band.
Oh!
That's what we like, be rock stars.
I mean, that's it, sir. It's not any song.
Except we wouldn't have the daylight light.
No, maybe not. We'd have something a bit more explosive. So we've got a chat show without any guests or a band without any musicians. That's what we're currently looking at.
I'm feeling hopeful. Well, I think these people are lined up
Now, come on, let's take some
to
questions.
ask some questions.
I'm going to sit on the back of the sofa because I like to find a way of...
Make sure we don't tip up.
Oi, 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 oi.
It's pretty solid.
Sorry, we touched on this end of it.
I don't like to treat a chair traditionally.
See what we're learning. David Tennant, lesser known facts. He'll wear socks till they're just threads of cotton.
Yes.
And he don't like to sit on a chair on the seat.
Yes.
Very good. You're a percher.
I am a parent.
You're a percher. I'd like to know where all these very unflattering photographs are going to go.
selfie skills.
Get
There.
up on a ladder, and have us look up like
Yes,
that.
exactly.
That's how you decide how you look after your facelift. You go like that, so it all falls back. You take a photo and you take it to the plastic surgeon and say, this is what I want to look like. Apparently!
So it all falls back. It's not how you look like when you're dead.
No! Well, it depends how you die.
Hopefully not during your plastic surgery.
Right. Well, yeah, dear, we've gone a strange route. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, darling, what's your name?
Natalie.
And Natalie, what is your question?
My question is, what was your favorite scene to film together?
Whoa.
Oh, I'll say this one, the next one.
You realise that's just made everyone think there is an next one. That is some sort of secret.
No, there's not, but that will be it.
We did have some, that last little section of those two, we had some, I think the scenes with the teeth were great.
Yes, I did like that. I want to love a prop.
Love a comedy, and let alone the arms.
Have you got it? Is it your name's Natalia?
Yes.
That's
Natalia
handy.
from Barcelona.
That's handy.
No, por
I
Dios.
said that's handy.
It's alright, she don't need me, no harm.
Can you keep it for
We did do a lot of puns when we were doing
We
this.
did a lot of puns.
Oh, we did a lot of puns.
Yeah.
But look, Natalia from Barcelona has cosplayed me and done the arm. My auntie.
Yeah.
These were good scenes though,
They were
weren't they?
great
We
fun.
loved these scenes.
Yeah.
You dragging your big old fists
And
around.
you could do it, you could move them, so there were little,
Oh, yeah.
there were little sort of, like pistons inside that you yanked at.
Mine did, and they spent that all on yours.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah, you got the hand that moved.
Yeah.
I got the hand that dragged. But it was actually so, do you remember it was so heavy, the action one, out of shot, there was two people holding it up, wasn't there? I'd go, my arms are too long, and then two people had to hold it up into frame.
Yeah.
So there we go.
That's behind the scenes little insights.
Little hand that's
James.
Anyway, it's lovely to see. This is how we should greet people. Hello. That's how I hug people now.
It's a solution if we have another pandemic, isn't it?
Oh, it's everything.
We don't need, we can keep going, we just
You have to be an arm's distance, remember that? You have to be an arm's distance. Nothing.
Love you.
So I would say in answer to that question, those things were pretty
scenes,
great.
they were amazing, yeah.
We had props, we had teeth and limbs.
Yes. And also one of my favourites from that run, although I didn't realise quite how significant it was at the time, was the final scene we did with Bernard.
Oh, I know.
Because we thought we were going to get Bernard Cribbins, who played Will, who we were so thrilled to get. We had hoped it was going to get those episodes more. And we only in the end got one scene with him, but it means an awful lot that we did.
Yes.
He was there representing it all, but there was a lot of other things we unfortunately didn't get.
Yeah.
But we'll always be very grateful that he was in that one.
Wonderful. And also Ross was so brilliant that we kind of finished the story, we completed it as the family that Will was off shooting moles.
Yeah.
And so he was there.
Yeah,
And he was
absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
Next wizard, I'm going to say.
Yes.
Are you a wizard? No.
Or just a child who got lost in Halloween.
You're a child who got lost on Halloween.
Oh, I love that. That's good. That's good.
Names of starring. My question is for really both of you. What is your favorite monster in the entirety of the series?
Well, you better take this one.
Oh.
No, I actually know mine.
Do you?
I do. And you know why? Because I pay attention, David. me that I know this.
Yeah.
It's the Vashtonarada.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember there was a line in it that I just thought encapsulated everything about something that could scare you and keep you up at night, but being so brilliantly minimalist at the same time, and that is, it's not every shadow, it's any shadow. Brilliant, because you're always, you can never rest. And I think that's brilliant, the Vashtonarada.
Yeah, very good. Mine always were the Zygons, which is one from that's old school.
Oh,
We're talking
I don't remember.
When I was a kid, the Zygons, I loved them because they were a very particular design, so big, cool-headed things with suckers all the way down. And I always hoped they'd return.
Yeah.
And they did. And then when I came back for the 50th anniversary special, they did. They were in, obviously you know this, they were in Day of the Dog, so that one that I did with Matt and John Park. And then when you see them up close, you think, oh, they're a bit silly really, aren't they?
What, those suckers on the head?
Orange with suckers on the head, but I still have quite a fond spot for them. They turn into anybody as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So they turn into pretty
Shape shifters.
Look at you!
Whoa!
Oh yes, the terminology these days. Which is yours, favourite?
Yes.
My favorite? The potato heads. If you know what.
The Santarans. Yes.
Oh, was it the potato heads?
Yeah.
Interesting little fact, the Santarans, I didn't know until we were a good about a week and a half into filming. Do you remember?
I remember. I remember this.
I didn't know that there were people in them. I didn't know, and then they literally went one day, okay, that's lunch, and they opened and someone popped up and I nearly died. I didn't know.
It's the level of budget they would have had to have for animatronics to have 10 little creatures walking around and doing scenes with people.
What were they like, the Flintstones? With their cars? Were they going like this in their little things? What were they doing? Because I thought they were running on electricity, but I don't know that
They were just shorter gentlemen.
But they were moving like in cars, weren't they? What?
Who's the cartoon?
Oh, do you know what? I maybe thought they were on wheels.
Well, they were just people in suits. It was very straightforward.
See, in my head, I'm very method, David.
Oh, what's that?
In my head, the Santarans sort of like moved not like hovered. Yeah. So it was a shock to me when there were people in there.
Well, I remember.
And a great insult to the people in there, in fact. I apologise. Hello? Are you the doctor?
Yes, I am.
I thought so. I tell you, I'm really learning.
My name is Indigo. I was wondering, do you actually hate pears?
Oh!
What?
This is because in one of my episodes, the doctor said I hate pears.
Ah.
Yeah. I don't hate pears. Oh, I do. I don't have a great reaction to pears. Pears give me a slightly unpleasant tummy. That's my information.
Really, no one asked for that.
No, yeah. Well, Indigo did.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, to be fair, I didn't know that we were going to
He
get.
didn't know it was going to go there.
You
He asked
didn't
the
know we were going
question.
to go into your
We had
bag.
to accept all the possible answers when he asked the question. There was, he didn't put limits on the answers I was allowed to give.
No, but to be fair, you can put them on yourself.
I can't. But I just feel like I want to share.
Is it that there's sort of, this is the thing I find about pears. If they're ripe,
Yes.
it astonishes me that they're juicy, yet dry to the taste.
Yes.
They're like
The texture is
yes,
yeah.
because if they're mushy, but
It's a sandpapery consistency.
It is quite.
Especially when it comes out the other end. So,
I'm really going to have to impose.
that is too much. I'm sorry, Leo, I'm sorry. You did ask for it.
Well, I hope that disgusting description answers your question.
A Tennant pear
However,
gives me no trouble.
No,
No trouble.
this has everything taken out.
All the goodness has been taken out, and you've just left it for such a slight wood. And a Tennant pear is very juicy. It loses its dryness.
But it's often in syrup.
Syrup.
Too much. It's too much. I agree. Syrup. Terrible.
It's syrup.
You know what they say now? There's a thing called simple syrup.
What's that mean?
Have you ever seen it? Like in Starbucks and places, you can just pour in simple syrup. Which you think, is it syrup that don't know much? It's syrup kind of sort of honey.
Why is it simple?
It's
Why is syrup so complicated?
well, you wouldn't have thought so. Or is it just not intelligent? Yes, simple syrup. I think it's pure, I don't know, syrup. Which really is just water and sugar. We're going to have our own cooking show as well.
I know.
We will be beating the authors off with sticks.
The cooking show will come with no skill. That's fantastic.
And no pears.
And no genuine understanding of any of the ingredients. We're assuming simple syrup is just syrup that's a bit thick.
Yes.
We don't know.
Well, until we hear otherwise, I think we should go with that.
Yeah.
Hello.
My name is Seon or Ellie, and I love you guys so much. David, I'm the person who made you a necktie. Like I sewed it and painted it,
Yes, thank you.
and then like made the Good Omens non-binary pins.
Lovely.
Took me like 45 hours.
Worth everyone.
That was
Yeah.
a slightly passive-aggressive laugh there. Can come out.
It was worth every hour, I promise. And I was wondering, you guys play very diverse characters, and you're very good at embodying the what exactly like the authors and scriptwriters wanted. But how do you still like put your like sass and like flair into each character?
Oh, sassy.
That was my nickname in high school. I mean, I would say for specifically and especially for Doctor Who, I would say all the sass and flair comes in the writing.
Yes.
You know, so we can leave our own sass and flair at home because it's absolutely on the page because the writers and obviously Russell is so fantastic at just bouncing stuff off the page and hitting you. You just absorb it, don't you?
Attention everyone. The show will be closing in a half hour and 5 minutes. Attention everyone. The show will be closing in a half hour and 5 minutes.
You've been invaded.
That was quite creepy, wasn't it? It's not very welcoming, is it? Half an hour, you're out.
Yeah. But also a slightly sci-fi kind of voice, too.
Yeah!
And did they just cut through the speakers? Is that just what happened? Did we get overruled by the voice of
We're
God?
assuming. Let's hope.
Was that God?
Hope not.
It's not how I imagined God.
No.
I always imagined more Morgan
Well,
Freeman.
I always knew he was a woman.
Well, that's now decided. Sass and Flair, that's
Sass and Flair. Yes, that's a new show as well. That's another
Yes.
show. I hope someone's keeping notes.
Yeah, I suppose it's just, I suppose any script that you get, you kind of, it gets processed through the prism of who you are as a person and I suppose as a performer. So if you're a sassy and flary type of performer, then I guess a bit of sass and flair is going to come out.
Yeah, you're not leaving that at the door, are you?
No, but it is all to do with the writing, certainly. And as Catherine said, in something like Doctor Who, it's written with fizzing with energy, because that's the way that Russell and the people that run, the Stephen Moffats and the other people that wrote for and around Russell, that's how they created those characters. So it invited you to, I suppose, bring one's own sass and flair. I don't know that. I suppose each job's slightly different, but the similarity about each character that you play is you, and that's the bit that you can never quite get rid of, or that you never quite want to get rid of, because that's why you are, I suppose, the actor that you are, I guess. And you're, 5 different actors in a very different versions of what sass and flair might be.
Yes. I mean, my sass is not your sass.
No, my flair is very different.
Very different from my flair.
But I'm very flattered that you think we've got sass and flair.
Yes.
You need to feel great. You're like very extravagant. I feel
More
like.
sass than flair, or a bit more flair?
More flair?
Trying to be flirty, but sassy.
Reaching for flair. Settling for sass.
He was trying to look cool, I guess, but I still loved him, but
He's not
he was
very
very
lovable.
sassy. Well, as a character, not.
Yes. I mean, he's complicated, let's just say.
Now, as much as I'd like to carry on with this lecture,
Yeah.
we're going to ask someone else a question.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much.
Bravo.
Hello, darling.
Hi.
My name is Sofia. I came from Florida in the middle of nowhere, and I've always wanted to be an actor, and I'm working really hard for it. And I really wanted to know.
Is this acting?
It's all right, darling.
Take your time.
What got you started?
What got us started? Wow.
To make this decision to be an actor? I mean, gosh, it's so many things, isn't it? I suppose there's a lot.
It was definitely watching TV.
Yes, watching TV. And also for me, I think it was a large part of it when I was in school, that surprisingly, I was bullied. And I realised that my way through the bullying was to be funny. And it's because comedy deflects, and it also can actually dissect, and it can get to the root of something, you know what I mean? So if someone's coming at you, I realised I had the facility to come back with the confidence of being funny, and it sort of turned it around. And then I realised, I'll take that elsewhere, but it kind of was my armour. And then the other thing is you're playing characters, and if you're someone, I was a really shy child, I felt I wasn't myself by playing the character, so I had that confidence, and that's really what put me through. But I think it was more of honestly, what got me going was a sort of, I'm not going to swear, but it's a word beginning with F. And it was a sort of F-U attitude that I kind of got by being an actor. And my goodness, I hope those bullies to see me now.
Yeah, I don't really know why I decided I could or would or should. I just sort of, it's definitely there's something, I came to what Catherine's saying, that sense of not feeling like any of those people that I was watching telling stories, the characters that I was watching in shows, the things that I suppose I aspire to be, and think I'm not those people at all, but I could pretend to be those people. And maybe I've got a facility for that, maybe I can sort of, I guess it was about projecting a confidence in the same way, sort of imagining oneself into the being of someone else that allowed me to feel like I could do things that I personally couldn't do. Probably. I also just thought I quite fancy that. And you're saying you came from the middle of nowhere. I didn't come from the middle of nowhere. I came from a town in Scotland, but I didn't know any actors. I didn't know how you did that, or how there were no precedents around me. So it was always a slightly, I don't really know why I thought I could, other than I suppose the sort of blitheness of being young and idealistic. I just thought, well, I'll do that, that looks fun. And then the idea sort of developed as I grew up, I suppose. But good luck to you, why not? Because, yeah, of course you can do it.
Also, as an ironic little footnote, one of the reasons that steered me into acting was I couldn't type. And then I became the fastest typist in Chiswick. I can't type, and it was like, oh god, every job needed to type it. Anyway. So yeah, good luck, darling, good luck. Thank you so much. Hello!
Hi, my name's Adelaide. So I have a question for David. Two of your most iconic roles, the Doctor and Crowley, they have scenes that span all of history, and I was just wondering, what was your favorite historical era to portray yourself in, and why for both characters?
Well, both characters got to visit Shakespeare's Globe, and both times we got to film in Shakespeare's Globe, which exists in London. For anyone who doesn't know, they rebuilt the theatre that Shakespeare would have performed in with his company of players. It's been rebuilt on the banks of the Thames, close to where it would have been, and it's been rebuilt in as much kind of historical detail as possible. And it now runs as a theatre. It's got a full cycle of plays. You can go to London tomorrow and see a show there. But as a set to film on, it's the most extraordinary thing because it is completely realised. So you stand in this kind of circular place and you look around and you're in Elizabethan England. It's fantastic. So we got to film there on Doctor Who, which was wonderful, and we got to do it for Good Omens as well, actually. So both those characters, filming those scenes, which were supposed to take place in that time, in the most extraordinary set that could never be, no production would ever be able to make it in such extraordinary detail. That was a real treat. So that was, for both those characters, I'd probably say that was the most kind of immersive experience anyway. But they're always fun, those episodes. I mean, we got to do that Agatha Christie.
I know.
Such fun.
I mean, I loved every second of being on Doctor Who. I would love to have done more, like we go back.
Yeah.
Rather than in the future.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have done those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I see that shooting Millie have just done my dance. I think it's just come out. I've just well, I think it's basically set in Bridgerton, I think.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
So I look forward to seeing that. That would have been a nice one to do.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hi.
It's Lauren.
Hi.
Lauren?
So one of my favorite underrated projects of yours, Taking Over the Asylum, turns 30 this year.
I'm only 28.
Okay, Campbell means so much to me, and I was wondering where you think he would be now?
This is a very deep reference. I don't know how many people in this room know what you're talking about. This is a show I did for BBC Scotland when I was 22 or something. Yes! 30 years ago, that would have been it. And it's set in a psychiatric hospital outside Glasgow, and I played a young manic depressive called Campbell Bain. So I suppose by the end of that series he was actually doing quite well. Despite, unlike some of the other characters, he kind of managed to kind of wrestle his mental illness into something that could work for him. And so I would hope that he's still managing that, and maybe still working on the radio. Maybe he's become maybe he's Howard Stern by now.
Even better.
Yeah.
Oh, and in case you don't remember, I was the person who did the YouTube short on the Zoe Ball show for the BAFTAs. And also, if you've seen a 2-hour video essay about David Tennant, that was me.
Wow. Thank you for your commitment.
Thank you for being so awesome.
You're very welcome.
So my question is, often as an actor, you end up like working with people, like
you do a lot of, yes, unlike working in an office where you work with the same people for 10 years and people come and go, as an actor you work very intensely with a group of people for, I don't know, 4 weeks, sometimes 4 months, maybe a year, and then you move on and often you never see them again. Sometimes they become very good friends, sometimes you can't get rid of them. And it's a mixture really, and I guess you pick up.
Collect someone, don't you keep someone from a job, don't you? I find that. There's always, you always know that this time next year there's going to be at least one person in your life that wasn't, and that you know you're going to take.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So it's a nice, I quite like that sort of temporary sense of permanence that you get with a job. You know, suddenly you're into a routine and it's very sort of safe and familiar, and then it goes.
Yeah.
I quite like that.
You do get a sort of emotional shorthand, I think. So often you can bump into someone that you did some very intense piece of acting
absolutely.
10 years ago.
Yes.
You haven't seen them since.
Yes.
You barely thought of them again. And then suddenly they'll show up and you'll be kind of
pick
instantly
right up,
rebonded.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a mixture like any set of people working in any profession. There's some that you're very happy never to see again. And the old one you'll actively avoid. But mostly it's a nice bunch of people.
It's lovely.
You're sort of all in it together.
Yeah.
It's a collective experience acting something, so you're usually fairly supportive of each other.
Yes. You are all in the same boat, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's nice. Nice thing to do. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, it's good to meet you too.
Hi. Thank you.
So, my question is, so after your respective roles were finished, especially with David's 50th anniversary in Doctor Who, after all that time, what was the feeling you had when you were given the call that to return to Doctor Who, but also returning together?
Well, it sort of bubbled into being, didn't it?
Yeah, we kind of knew it was happening for a while before. We knew it was in the ether, didn't we? And you're right, it sort of bubbled into being sort of. It's almost like a text exchange, wasn't there, or a phone exchange? And it was after one of those view-along things.
Yeah.
Tweet-alongs.
Tweet-alongs that happened during COVID.
Yes, and it was the Runaway Bride. Woo! And after everyone had watched it, Russell texted me and said, "Oh, wasn't it great?" And I said, "Oh yeah, it was so great. Thank you for letting me play Donna." And he said, "The two of you were so great together." And I said, "Oh, it was such a joy." And he said, "Wouldn't it be amazing if we could do it again?" This is what he said. He said, "I've got an idea in my head, and it won't go away, and it's about the Doctor and Donna." And I said, "Come on, let's do it." And he said, "We'll never get David. Not like, we'll never get him back. No, meaning like, how will we ever get the two of you together again, you know, schedule-wise?" And I said, "Well, let's ask." And I texted you, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said, Russell wants to get the band back together. In fact, I think my text said, Russell wants to do it again. How do you like them apples? And you said, "I'll do it in a heartbeat." And I texted Russell back and said, "David's in, let's get the band back together." So we kind of knew it wasn't like a thing that came to us, although I think it then sort of like went away a bit, and we assumed it wouldn't.
Well, it also had a very specific idea,
Yeah.
which I'm here to tell you now, is not any of the ones we ever made.
No.
The story that he was desperate to tell, he still hasn't told it.
He still hasn't told it. The story he had of the two of us has not come to fruition yet.
But the idea then was we would do one, as maybe like a special one-off, and it would be set back in the continuity of
Yes, it was like an episode at a time, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then it went, you're right, it went very quiet.
Yeah.
And we sort of stopped thinking about it.
And
These things happen.
Yes, they happen. And I remember getting offered something for like the following year. And I remember him saying it wouldn't happen until it was, because it was like about 2 years, 2 or 3 years before we came back. I remember getting an offer for something the following year. And I thought, I'll just ask Russell. And I just said, "Listen, I'm sure it's gone away and I'm sure it won't happen, but I'm just checking. I'm not going to be free next summer, just in case anything was happening, and I'd obviously rather do Doctor Who, and he literally went, don't do it. Don't do it, it's happening.
Right.
And then it was just like, oh, right.
But then the bit that we didn't understand was that not only was Russell going to engineer this one-off story, no, he was coming back, he was taking over the whole thing, and it was, and come back and do a series of stories. So the whole thing kind of ran away.
Yes, it's just sort of mushroomed, I think, didn't
So
it?
there wasn't, so I suppose to answer your question, there wasn't a moment when out of the blue we got a phone call saying,
It was like a slow burn, wasn't it? It was just like, oh my god, could we do this? Will we do this? And then suddenly we were.
and it went from oh, that would be nice, to kind of going, oh, you know, it will be nice. And then it sort of slowly coalesced. And then it just felt like we never went away, didn't it?
It was surprisingly familiar and amazing. That 15, and I was even shocked to know how long it was.
I know.
12 years ago or before.
Because I'm only 28 years old. I've packed a lot in.
And my father. So how I'm here, I have no idea. Yeah, it was amazing. It was still amazing though. When the sort of the penny finally dropped.
Yeah.
When we got those scripts.
Oh, so exciting.
When we got the scripts through, I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then you got your editing.
Yeah.
That editing.
Yeah.
And I remember calling and going, because I think I wanted something like spectacular and extraordinary and, you know, that something, and I texted you and I was suspension, I went, did it end with us eating apple crumble in a garden? That's a spoiler if anyone's not seen it. Sorry. But it was the right one, wasn't it? It was the absolute right ending. It was amazing. Thank you,
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Maggie. So I know you've been asked about like your favorite scenes and everything to film. My question's a little bit different. I want to know if there was ever a point when you were filming something completely out there and really weird that you just stopped and thought to yourself, what the hell am I doing? Like, how did I end up here? And if so, could you tell us that story?
On Doctor Who?
On anything from any of your
Oh, I barely pay attention now, I don't know. I'm always like, when's lunch? I guess the thing is, like for example, when we're filming Doctor Who, if you do, it's surprising the things that become given.
Yes.
Like, it's just surprising the things that become normal to you.
Yes.
Like, you won't be sitting at lunch with a Dalek or something. Do you know what I mean? And then you suddenly go, wow. I mean, I guess, you know, you watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
There must have been the moments when you sort of pinch yourself and go,
You did lots of things you pinch yourself, and yet weirdly, because I loved it as a kid and had sort of imagined what it would be like to be in that role as a kid, something weirdly kind of like, oh yeah, this is how it's always been to me.
Yes, well, it's manifestation right there.
I suppose.
It is.
Yeah. So sort of weirdly kind of normal.
Yeah.
In a kind of mad, the least normal thing that is possible kind of a way. Yeah.
Which is lovely, really. Isn't
Lovely.
It? It's lovely that we get to do a job that is extraordinary and sort of regular at the same time to us, you know. So it's a lovely dance to do. Thank you.
It's nice that they're rebuilding the back of the hall. It's nice because I mean, the show's closing in 7 minutes. You gotta wait, Tate.
Attention. No one's going home. We could lock the doors and do karaoke. That's what I really want. Hello.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I was just wondering, this is mainly a question for you, David. You can answer if you want, Catherine, but mainly I want to hear your answer. So, I want to know how you feel, and how does it make you feel when you see how obsessed we the fans are about you in particular. Like, I've seen I cry. Like, we've just been crying after seeing you and freaking out. How do you feel after that? Does it shake you to your core? What?
Coming to events like this is never-endingly lovely. Because, and again, this does go back to me watching Doctor Who as a kid and being wildly obsessed. I get it, I absolutely get it, so I know why it's exciting to be.
You cry?
I queued up to meet Tom Baker when I was 10. I remember feeling impossibly giddy about the whole thing. So it was, I've been there, I get it, and it's so lovely. And these are such lovely environments. These feel like inclusive, safe, wonderful places to be, and what a wonderful enthusiasm to have, you know. What a great thing to be, what a great thing to love, what an exciting, creative, you know, to be into these kind of shows and these kind of genres. It's mind expanding and cool and funky, and I think it's nothing but positive. So it's lovely to be here on either side, I think. And I'm also very aware that we carry a show with us that means a lot to people, and we become the sort of
The custodian.
yes,
Yeah.
and the representation
Yes,
of
that's
that.
right. The standard bearers of that sort of era.
Yeah, which is lovely and humbling and a
And
great
we pass
great
it on.
privilege. Yes, exactly.
And people pass it, you know,
Yeah.
to us. So.
It's lovely to be responsible for something that means that much to people. It's a privilege.
And also, if I could just say, genuinely, you couldn't meet nicer people than us. You just couldn't. Y'all are fantastic. Genuinely, as you say, it just exudes from people. It is a kind place, and that's really important.
Yeah.
You're kind to each other,
Yes.
and that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, are we in a last question situation? We are in a last question situation.
Attention.
Oh, I hope to be under pressure.
So again, my name is Cece. Hello.
Hello, Tennant.
So my question is, so the doctor basically went through a lot of trauma, dealing with a lot of mental health technically, and you were part of, you know, going through the big trauma, losing your best friend, losing the love of your life, all of that, and then you were brought back and you got to experience facing that trauma head on with Neil, and then also going through that closure process. And so I was wondering, what was that like being brought back to be part of that process? Basically.
Well, like Catherine said, it was lovely, unexpected, and kind of perfect. That the way that Russell took that character, and that's why he wanted to do it, wasn't it?
Yes.
He wanted to sort of finish that character story to allow him to although it's the same character, it's the same person, but it kind of finishes one story and starts another. I think it's all the things you described. And what Russell does brilliantly in his writing, he's writing about the 15th moon of Sargon, and it's all sort of about people that pull through walls, and it's all mad, mind-expanding, lunatic stuff, but it's always very human and emotional and tied to the reality of, I know the dog's an alien, but it's tied to the reality of what the human experience is. So I think it made perfect, lovely, unexpected sense.
And it made the sense of this alien, I mean, bite me alien boy, but
Yeah!
this alien ended, well, this part of the story with a very human experience, didn't you? And even by saying, I've got my best friend, my mother-in-law, do you know what I mean? It sort of crystallised down into, as you say, a very human, basic, emotional need that he knew the doctor needed, and that Donna was the one to bring it to him. So it was, honestly, I'm sure, our privilege to do it.
Whoa!